Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Bridge repairs have led to a road closure and a surprise for some people in Garrett County.
Firefighters think it was started by a space heater, an overnight fire causing the fire department to warn others about safety this time of year. And they're competing in a video production contest called Keep It Real. We have details of these Lexington students' public service announcement. WKYT News at 4:30 starts now. Good afternoon on this Friday. Sam Dick and Jennifer Palumbo reporting. People living in the area say it is not only an inconvenience, but it's also hurting their businesses, and it could be a safety concern as well.
The state has closed a bridge in Garrett County for repairs, leaving people living and working in that area with a 12-mile detour. WKYT's Victor Puente talked to a man who lives in the area who says it could delay emergency services. It's our top story at 4:30.
The sign behind me came as a surprise to many of the people living here on Fall Lick Road. The State Transportation Department says this bridge, along with two others on this road, are in need of major repairs. This bridge is about half a mile down Fall Lick Road, and it's the main artery for most of the people living here when they need to get to Lancaster, Nicholasville, or Lexington. On Monday, many of them went to work using their normal route, but their drive home took a bit longer than expected. Included two other bridges that have been reduced to one lane. A spokesperson for the State Transportation Cabinet says all three bridges presented a safety issue. They don't plan to replace them, but they are going to make repairs. They've applied for emergency funding, but don't have a timeline for when this road could reopen. The people living here say they're worried about how it could impact emergency services.
And a lot of people worry because it does add at least 20 minutes to the response time for the EMS response time.
Around 3, I saw some parents who had parked out here to pick up their kids who are getting off the bus walking across this bridge. The school bus garage told me this closure added about 20 minutes to that bus drive each morning and each afternoon. In Garrett County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
The suggested detour is Kentucky 52, which adds about 12 miles to the drive. Well, it's a really wet day, widespread rain across the area, and it's going to hang around for a while.
And it may be tomorrow afternoon before we begin to dry out, but at least that's going to happen this weekend, it sounds like. Let's check in with meteorologist Jim Caldwell. Hey, Jim.
You know, it's a break, guys, that we've been waiting on because it's been raining so much here lately. We've been having rounds of rain, maybe a little mist. It just continues. And on Defender, we're tracking it out there right now. Some lighter stuff now falling in Lexington, but that still has visibility down to around a mile because we have all of the low-hanging clouds and, of course, meaning some of the areas of fog that you'll also run into and some showers that are also starting to press through. A little bit of activity down around Danville and then back out toward the southwest. That's going to be the next wave that pushes through Kentucky that will bring us our next widespread chance of rain. While some folks in southern and eastern Kentucky are getting a break, others are not. From Owensville to Moorhead down to Sandy Hook, they're all getting in on some of the rain. It continues to fall, and occasionally you run into some moderate rounds of showers. We expand and track that little wave. The next one filling in. You got the warm front that's lifting just to our north. You've got an area of low pressure out to our west, and this is the push of moisture that's on the move and sweeps through Kentucky tonight. Some of that has the potential to be on the heavy side. Let's break it all down for you here. So we have heavy rain threat continuing through the evening hours here and through part of your Saturday, at least the first part of it. Rain should be out of here, and the temperatures start to turn much cooler by the time we get into the afternoon and evening hours. Tomorrow, this time, we're probably in the mid-40s, maybe some low 40s for some folks. And then we head into next week, and we start talking about what you'd expect to talk about in December, some wintry weather. And we'll take a closer look at all of this coming up for you in just a few minutes.
Police are looking for a man who robbed a Lexington business. Police say a man implied he had a weapon when he threatened the clerk at Southern Ray's Tanning Salon on Richmond Road last night. They say he was wearing a black hoodie and a flannel shirt.
Everyone made it out of a Lexington home safely after a fire. It started around 6 this morning on Florence Avenue off Georgetown Street. Investigators say it appears to be an electrical fire that started in the attic. During this time of year, firefighters urge homeowners to be cautious.
Don't overload outlets, surge protectors. Don't run, space heaters 24/7 if you can help it. Just be very conscientious of what you're doing to the electrical systems in the house, because some of those things can go unsight, unseen for a long time like this and just go off, when we're asleep or whatever in the morning. If this gentleman hadn't been awake with no working smoke detectors, it could have been very bad.
Fire investigators believe a space heater sparked the flames.
Well, the deadline is getting closer for some Central Kentucky students. They're competing for top prizes in a video production contest called Keep It Real. Rebecca Smith stopped by East Side Technical Center in Lexington to check in on some of those student projects.
The kids only have a couple more weeks to get their final entry submitted. The point of these 30-second PSAs is to encourage their fellow peers to not take drugs or alcohol.
So the sisters kind of imagine her life if she had not smoked the cigarettes.
No smoking is Jessica Bryant's message for her peers at the Eastside Technical Center. She thinks it will be effective.
Most 30 seconds PSAs have lots of statistics, and they can actually be very emotional.
In my stream of consciousness, my life was such a blur, and all the calamity I had to stop the hurt.
Her classmates have their own creative spin on it.
See, but he has to interact with everybody. Just disappears away from you when you start to drink and you do drugs. At the end of the video, he realizes that everything he loves is gone due to alcohol.
When my friend Carly and her boyfriend broke up last week, her mind turned to alcohol to ease the pain.
These are examples of winning videos from previous years, different but all with the same message.
It has to basically center around substance abuse
and reminding kids to just say no. In Lexington, Rebecca Smith, WKYT.
And according to the Bluegrass Prevention Center, the winning entry will run at participating movie theaters before the trailers of feature films in the spring and summer of next year. The finalists' PSAs will also air on cable access channels.
And the moisture continues to roll across Kentucky. Showers, heavy rain, we've had it all, and it's coming again later on tonight. We'll track it hour by hour coming up.
Bill Cosby's fighting back over a new accusation of sexual assault.
Cosby and his attorney filed a countersuit against a 56-year-old Judy Hunt who claims Cosby molested her 40 years ago. Jerika Duncan takes a closer look.
In court papers obtained by CBS this morning, Bill Cosby's lawyer claims Hunt's attorney repeatedly demanded a six-figure payday to keep quiet, jumping from $100,000 to $250,000 after growing claims of sexual assault from other women. When Cosby rejected Hunt's demand for money, her attorneys rushed to court within a day to file the lawsuit.
They started out with negotiations about money before they even filed the lawsuit.
On Tuesday, Hunt filed suit claiming Cosby sexually assaulted her at the Playboy Mansion when she was 15 years old. Cosby's attorney alleges Hunt tried unsuccessfully to sell her story to a tabloid 30 years later. That contradicts Hunt's claim that she only recently began suffering psychological damage. Cosby has never faced criminal charges and has refused to answer questions about the growing list of accusations. His attorneys have vigorously denied any wrongdoing. On Wednesday, 3 more women went public with details of their alleged encounters.
He approached me from behind. I reached over my shoulder and grabbed my right wrist.
Bill Cosby is seeking more than $33,000 in damages from Hutt and her attorney. We reached out to both Cosby and Judy Hutt for a statement. Neither has responded. Jerika Duncan, CBS News, New York.
Yesterday, the U.S. Navy announced it's revoking Cosby's title of Honorary Chief Petty Officer. He served in the Navy for 4 years in the late 1950s. Today, a vandal scrawled the word rapist on Cosby's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, which looks after the stars and organizes ceremonies for new inductees, acted quickly to have the graffiti removed.
That's all I got. I promise it's not me performing this weekend, but over 500 for a holiday collage spectacular happening here at the UK Singletary Center for the Arts. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about with a preview today.
If you're looking for some Christmas music to get in the holiday spirit, then the University of Kentucky campus is the place to be.
Our Deanne Stevens is out and about at UK's Singletary Center for the Arts with details. Hi, Deanne.
Good afternoon. We are super excited about the holiday collage happening here at the University of Kentucky this weekend. The Singletary Center. Very few tickets still available, so you better get those now, and you can do that here at the box office. Jeff Johnson with us. Quickly tell folks, what is Holiday Collage all about?
Yeah, and Holiday Collage is our biggest concert that we do in the School of Music every year. And this weekend we have 3 shows, but get your tickets quick.
It's a celebration of music, and not just for UK students. It's for everyone.
It really is. We have 500 performers on on stage.
Okay, you're going to set the scene for us here because we have some real performers.
We do. We have Mary Catherine and Dee, who will be our featured soloist for the piece called Believe from Polar Express.
Take it away. Holiday collage kicking things off tomorrow at 2 o'clock here at the UK Singletary Center for the Arts. 4 shows, 2 tomorrow and 2 on Sunday, so get your tickets now. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
Wonderful. So much talent in Lexington.
Yeah, it makes the season with that kind of music.
Really does. Well, it's nomination day for the Grammy Awards, and we get new scoop about the upcoming James Bond movie.
Suzanne Marquez has those stories and more in your Eye on Entertainment.
Beyoncé is widely expected to hear her name when the Grammy nominations for Album of the Year are announced tonight. Other Grammy nominations are being announced throughout the day. A Very Grammy Christmas airs tonight on CBS. The next James Bond movie will be called Spectre. 007 himself, Daniel Craig, was on hand as director Sam Mendes made the announcement in London. Spectre was the name of the terrorist organization in several early Bond films.
One of the most exciting parts of this movie is that we've got the chance to use that organization and all that that brings with it.
Two-time Academy Award winner Christoph Waltz is joining the cast.
I have good days, bad days.
Julianne Moore is generating a lot of Oscar buzz for her latest movie, Still Alice, which opens today. Moore plays a woman diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's disease. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Suzanne Marquez, CBS News, Hollywood.
Mark Wahlberg hopes his good vibrations may influence the governor of Massachusetts.
The actor and former member of the Funky Bunch is asking for a pardon. Before Wahlberg was an award-winning actor and model, also known as Marky Mark, he had a criminal record. More than 25 years ago, back in 1988, he pled guilty to assault. Police say he beat up 2 men and called them racial slurs, all because of 2 cases of beer. At the time, Wahlberg was 16, but he was tried as an adult. He served 45 days in jail. Now Wahlberg wants a pardon because he says he is a changed man. Wahlberg says a clean record will allow him to open restaurants across the country. The governor has not made a decision yet on whether to pardon the actor.
Rolling Stone magazine has apologized for a story it published about a woman who said she was brutally gang raped at a University of Virginia fraternity house in 2012. The magazine chronicled the woman's description of the events that night and the university's failure to respond to the alleged attack. The attorney for the Phi Kappa Psi chapter at UVA tells CNN records showed there was no party that night. Rolling Stone said today, in the face of new information, there now appears to be discrepancies in the woman's account. Carrie Underwood is coming out with a line of activewear for women. Kalia by Carrie Underwood will be sold exclusively at Dick's Sporting Goods stores. According to a statement from Underwood and Dick's, the new line will blend functional details and performance-driven fabrics into sophisticated feminine designs. The country music star, who is pregnant with her first child, says she works hard at the gym but couldn't find clothing that worked well for her. Her new line of activewear goes on sale in March.
Oh, baby. This baby in Colorado gave doctors quite the surprise when she was born. We'll tell you just how much she weighed at birth.
Well, it's nice that it's 20 degrees warmer than yesterday, but it's hard to enjoy when it's just downpour.
You're trying to be optimistic.
Yes.
I appreciate that on this Friday. Jim, it's a rainy night ahead. Is that it?
It is a rainy night ahead. Some of us catch a little bit of a break before the next bigger, steady push rolls into central Kentucky. A lot of us have been seeing some of the light and occasionally moderate and heavy rain continue, but the next leading edge crossing Interstate 65 headed toward us. Once it gets here, it stays steady. Not much as far as breaks are concerned. We'll start to travel into our area. It stays pretty steady through the nighttime hours and even into the overnight and to start your Saturday. We will catch a break, though, it looks like tomorrow afternoon. The problem is temperatures start to tank. We'll watch those drop. Around a 90% chance of rain for you to start the day tomorrow. We'll clear everything up, though, in the afternoon and evening. Around 42, dry and much cooler coming up for your Sunday and Monday. A few showers linger. Beyond that, we start talking about the possibility of tracking in some of this, some of the flakes of snow. And just in case you don't have one yet, we're going to be passing those out tomorrow at Cain's down in Richmond from noon until 1. Be sure to come out and get your WKYT rules. Winter ruler. Mike will be there. I'll be there. It'll be a lot of fun for you to come pick one up. Might need it next week, maybe. Maybe not. We'll find out, guys.
This has been really popular,
yes,
the WKYT rulers. Well, overdue library books, a very large baby, and a unique pillowcase. It's the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
A man from Maine, in his search through his basement, left him with a cross-country story. An overdue library book somehow found its way there from a high school library in Spokane, Washington. The man who found the 65-year-old book in his home wrote a letter to the school and heard back from the principal. Unfortunately, they waived the fee, which could have been $470.
Well, most babies are born around 7 or 8 pounds, but this baby might break some records with how much she weighed when she was born. Maya Yasmin Hernandez was born Monday weighing 13 pounds, 13 ounces. She was born in southern Colorado and flown to Denver for special care. She's expected to be in the hospital for a few more days, but mom and baby are doing well. Both of my children were close to 9 pounds. I can't imagine 13, though.
So yours were even a little bit over average,
big,
but not 13.
No.
If you're the type who never drools while sleeping, you may start. A company called J&D's Food has created a bacon-scented pillow. The pillow reads Sweet Bacony Dreams and will only set you back $13. If you're looking for a holiday present for the bacon lover in your life, this will be a close second to a thick slab of bacon itself. I don't think I need a bacon-scented pillow.
No, what will they think of next?
I don't know. All right. Well, here's what's coming up next on WKYT Now at 5 o'clock.